Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. Stand up for your country. Revenge versus retribution. That is the world that President Trump lives in. And because he lives there, we all are affected by it. Now, pen, paper. I'm going to give you a lot of information and I'm going to slow it all down because it's very important. It has to do with the subversion of the 2016 presidential race and the 2020 presidential race. I did talk about it in depth with Hannity on his radio program. If you want to get a little bit more, because I was on there almost a half an hour today. It's on BillO'Reilly.com. But we're going to lay this out in a succinct, methodical way. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Overarch, Donald Trump believes that the election 2020 was a fraud, and he's never going to not believe it, even though there is not enough evidence to take that into court or to really do much about it. He believes it fervently because people believe what they want to believe. Okay. The election of 2016 was a whole different thing. The Democrats believed that Hillary Clinton was going to absolutely walk into that office with no problem. Write about that in the United States of Trump. If you haven't read that book, that might be a good pickup for beach reading if you read Confronting the Presidents, all the other killing books. But anyway, Democrats believed in 16 that they had it. And so there wasn't a lot of subterfuge or all of this. Well, when they lost, Barack Obama in particular, the president, was very insulted because he thought that, his 2 terms would carry over to a 3rd Democratic term. And he booted Joe Biden off the ticket in place of Hillary Clinton. He thought Clinton would be a more formidable opponent to Trump. Okay. So after Trump was elected in 16, then all kinds of terrible things started to come out about Russia and Putin trying to interfere or actually interfering with the election to throw it to Trump. Enter today or last night. So the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releases classified information about a House investigation, after this was at September 18th, 2020, the report was issued by the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, but it was immediately classified. So we didn't know it. Last night, Ms. Gabbard put out everything. So here's what we know. Ready? Okay. Charges against John Brennan, the former CIA director, under Barack Obama, are very powerful. I believe Mr. Brennan will be indicted by the federal government. Here is what the report says about Brennan. Quote, the director of the CIA ordered the post-election publication of 15 reports containing previously collected but unpublished intelligence, 3 of which were substandard, containing information that was unclear, of uncertain origin, potentially biased, or implausible. And those became foundational sources for the intelligence community assessment, judgments that Putin preferred Trump over Clinton. The ICA misrepresented those reports as reliable without mentioning their significant underlying flaws. That was under the direction of John Brennan. That is election fraud. That's fraud. And a myriad of other federal crimes. So if I'm John Brennan, I'm getting a good lawyer. All right, let's run down the other ones. James Comey was the FBI chief, He started in 13 under Obama, convinced Trump to keep him on. That was crazy, but Trump did. And then Trump fired him in 17. So Comey was there for 4 years. Now, the CIA and the FBI don't cooperate, so I'm not accusing Comey of knowing what Brennan was doing. But Comey himself had information that debunked a lot of these accusations that Putin interfered in the election. Okay? FBI didn't ever put him out, didn't do a thing about it. Now, Comey's not mentioned in the report by name. So I don't think that the federal government's going to indict him. But here's what his deputy, Andrew McCabe, said on CNN, I believe. Was it CNN? No, this is a full screen. Here's what the deputy director of the FBI said, Andrew McCabe, to the investigating committee. Okay, quote, Congressman Chris Stewart of Utah asks him, tell me the most damaging thing that you know of in the dossier that you have been able to verify is true. The most thing that strengthens. Mr. McCabe, sir, I can't answer that question off the top of my head. And that is an unquote. So McCabe says the FBI didn't have any information at all. None. So if that's true, and Brennan was giving this phony scenario, the FBI had an obligation to step forward. I don't know if it's enough to indict Comey. The chairman of the committee that did the investigation, the Intel Committee, was at the time Congressman Adam Schiff from California. He is now a senator. Schiff lied about it, by my count, about 50 times, 50. Okay, here's what he said in Face the Nation, Margaret Brennan, April 5th, 2018. Go.
Can you agree that there has been no evidence of collusion, coordination, or conspiracy that has been presented thus far between the Trump campaign and Russia?
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy in plain sight.
That was not true. And his own report said it was not true. Okay? Your own report said it was not true. Schiff lied. What should happen now? The FBI should re-interview Adam Schiff in his Senate office. Now, he's been pardoned by President Biden. I don't even know if Biden knows that he pardoned him, but he's pardoned. But that does not extend to crimes committed after the pardon. If Schiff lies to the FBI now, and this is Kash Patel, I'd send those agents in tomorrow, say, why did you say that when you knew it wasn't true? Where's your backup for that? Schiff would have to explain why he lied so many times. You just take every lie he told, and I give you 50 of them. And if he lies to the FBI agents, then he's charged with a felony. If he tells the truth, there'll be other people involved. Schiff would have to say, well, so-and-so told me this. You know, that person gave me this. That's a key here, a key to this whole thing. Schiff. Boy, I'd come down on him as hard as humanly possible because you cannot have presidential elections subverted. You can't. And the director of the CIA tried to do that, in my opinion, and will be charged. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. This is very important in the report. So there is an unnamed advisor to Vladimir Putin who the committee had access to. His name is redacted in the declassification by Tulsi Gabbard because they don't want him to be assassinated. But Putin is going to know who this is. Here's the quote from the report. Putin's ambivalence about the two candidates is further supported by, redacted name, also omitted from the ICA, that means Brennan did not put the man's testimony in a report, made no positive mention of Trump. Instead, it revealed his pessimism that neither Trump nor Clinton would be able to correct the strained relationship with Russia. So, Vladimir Putin didn't say, I want Trump to get elected. He didn't care. I believe that is true. When you read my book, Confronting Evil, huge chapter on Putin, one of the most evil men to ever live. He knew that it didn't matter between Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump to him. Now, it did matter, okay, with Trump and Biden. He wanted Biden to win because he could invade Ukraine. Putin. And Biden did in 2020. All right. So finally, the far right precincts are screaming about Barack Obama. And I think President Trump mentioned it too, that he's going to be arrested or indicted or whatever. That will not happen. Now, sorry, I got to tell you the truth. I know some of you don't like President Obama and you feel he's up to his eyebrows in this whole conspiracy to defraud the election. I understand that. But in this report, nothing about Obama. Now, it strains credulity that Obama wouldn't know what his director of CIA, Brennan, was up to and what Comey was up to. I have to know, but did he know that they were falsifying? That's tough to prove. And then he has executive privilege, just like Trump. So he can say, look, I'm not going to tell you anything. And under our Constitution, he didn't have to. So do not expect that. And those people who are saying it's going to happen are misleading you. And we will never do that here. And that's a memo. Any questions at all? Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. I will do a segment tomorrow on the No Spin News just about this and your mail and your questions. So I'm sure you have some. But again, if you're a premium or concierge member, you get a transcript free. You can just download it. They'll have everything there. Everything I told you is 100% true. If you're interested in this story, and I hope you are, because you can't have presidential elections subverted by corrupt politicians or political appointees like Brennan. Well, I'd like to see Brennan get whacked. The American dream is changing. Forget the white picket fence. Today, it's about getting out of debt. If rising prices and credit card bills are weighing you down, there is hope. Done with debt. They don't offer loans or push bankruptcy. Their expert negotiators go straight to your creditors, cutting what you owe, wiping out interest, eliminating penalties. They fight until your debt is gone. Most clients see more money in their pocket the first month. You've worked too hard to let debt win. With Done With Debt, freedom is possible. Please visit donewithdebt.com. Talk with one of their experts, completely free. But some of their solutions are time sensitive, so don't wait. Please go to donewithdebt.com. Again, donewithdebt.com. Smart Life, important segment. I hope you will listen up. So I got a letter from a concierge member this morning, and he's a good guy. And he says, listen, I have a number of friends who are asking me for loans to borrow money. Not a lot of money, but, they're in need some money. And I'm a generous guy, and these are my pals and whatever. And I usually do give them the money, but rarely is it paid back. What do I do? And I told the guy, look, if you're going to lend somebody money, you got to get a note. The guy's got to acknowledge that he's taking money from you, and then you got to have a date when it's supposed to be paid back. The reason is you just have to have that kind of documentation, particularly if it's a larger sum, but anything, even if it's $200. I said, anybody who would not pay you back doesn't care about you. That's the key to the Smart Life segment. You cannot make people care about you. You can't make people care about their job, care about their country, care about anything. And that I spent a lot of time in my life trying to make people care, and I've always failed. You can't do it. If you think that somebody doesn't care for you, and the indicators are, just lending of the money is just one. There are 1,000 indicators. That's it. That's all. It's over. And it's so painful because sometimes they're children, spouses, relatives. They don't care about you. And you can't make them. And on the other front, I walked into a bagel place the other day, And I looked around. It was obvious that nobody working in that place cared about their job at all. Nobody. And I couldn't even get an order in. They were so rude at the counter, I just walked out. I could not make those people care about their job. There was no supervision on the floor for them. They didn't care. And you can't make them care about anything. Smart life. Don't even try. Just evaluate fairly. And it's a very important tip. California raised the minimum wage to $20 and lost 18,000 jobs in the fast food restaurants. It's unbelievable. The socialists and communists say, oh yeah, the working people with $20 an hour, and then the jobs go away. 18,000 jobs gone after Newsom signed a $20 an hour minimum wage. Stay in history, July 23rd, 1904, 121 years ago, the ice cream cone was invented. How about that? So World Fair in St. Louis is a big deal. And there was a guy, Charles Menches, was a chef, and he said, you know what? I'm going to take some vanilla ice cream. I'm going to put it between a pastry, two little pastry things. I'm going to sell it. And that was the first ice cream cone. Since that time, 300 million Americans each year buy ice cream. 300 million Americans. There's only 350 million of us. So everybody buys ice cream. All right. The average American eats 5 gallons of ice cream a year. That's why everybody's fat. Okay. Here are the flavors that are most popular: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, butter, pecan, cookie dough. Oh, no. Now, my favorite ice cream flavor is coffee, but I'm down to once a week. Okay. Because it's sugar, gonna nail you. Toppings. If you're going for Sunday, by far, hot fudge is the most popular. When I worked at Carvel when I was 17 years old, I was the greatest sundae maker in the country. I could make you that sundae and you would weep. All right. So first ice cream cone, 121 years ago today. What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket and finally getting some breathing room. It is possible when you call American Financing. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, you're not alone. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off debt. Please call American Financing today before the problem gets worse. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and consolidate debt, all without upfront fees. Their customers save an average of $800 a month. It's fast, simple, and it could save your budget this summer. Please call now before it's too late. American Financing, 888-462-9557. 888-462-9557. AmericanFinancing.net/bill. Let's talk about something big pharma doesn't want you to hear. The government and drug companies suppress treatments like ivermectin and others, not because they didn't work, but because they threatened their billion-dollar vaccine rollout. They want control over your health, but when it comes to your health, you should be in charge. I trust All Family Pharmacy. They provide ivermectin, antibiotics, more essential treatments that can be hard to find. They handle prescriptions shipped directly to your door in days, no hassle, real options. Stock up now so you're prepared, whether it's for illness, travel, or just peace of mind. You never know when you'll need these medications. So please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/bill. Use the code BILL10 for 10% off. Again, allfamilypharmacy.com/bill, code BILL10. Okay, YouTube, last day for the conspiracy people. I hope you saw it. It's a pretty rollicking commentary. YouTube.com/Bill O'Reilly. It's free. Please sign up. We are surging. We'll give you a report tomorrow on our YouTube experience. You'll find it interesting, I believe. Now, PK, Joe Biden was stupid enough to take Ambien before the debate. then yes, his mental competence must be questioned. I didn't know what he was taking. They just said, hey, take this. I don't even know if he did. That's what Hunter says, but, not a reliable source. Al Smith, humorous take on Biden's Ambien bill. Loved it. Hard to believe anything Hunter says about anything. Yeah, I mean, he's not. Hunter Biden, I'm not going to kick him. It's too easy. Okay, we got DeWitt. Hunter Biden better be careful. Operating the auto pen under the influence may invalidate his pardon. It won't, but I get the gist. David, concierge member. David can write to me about anything directly. Bill, I respect your caution in believing the accusations presented by Tulsi Gabbard. Also think that there's any there. She's certainly not inclined to share the data with you or any other media until the DOJ has completed whatever process may be in play. Yeah, all right, but now she releases stuff. Look, top of this broadcast, you got the true story. Okay. We have Robin Daly, Colorado Springs in January. The dollar and euro were at parity. Now the dollar is down 20%. Why? Tariffs. Tariffs is why. Okay. Robert Montgomery, Fox Lake, Illinois. Really enjoyed the discussion with Bernie Goldberg. You made some points on why the CEOs and big media companies have gone left. True, as you pointed out, they have to protect profits, but most CEOs run the companies for themselves. Okay. Let's go to the BillO'Reilly.com store, and we want to give you the Not Woke bumper sticker. You can get it if you pre-order Confronting the Presidents, Confronting Evil. I can't even tell the difference between my two books. You get the Not Woke bumper sticker if you pre-order Confronting Evil. And if you purchase a premium or concierge membership, get a free book, any book, including Evil, and the bumper sticker. All right, word of the day, do not be parsimonious. Parsimonious. Parsimonious, don't be that. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.